Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at Amasport's thick core model, which is the Immersion. The average weight for this paddle is 8.3 ounces. Mine weighed in at 7.9 ounces. The paddle length is 15.6 inches. The paddle width is 7.79 inches. The grip length is 4.9 inches. The grip circumference is 4¼ inches. It has a 20mm polypropylene honeycomb core and foam somewhere in the paddle, which they didn't say specifically. I'm assuming it's in the edge walls and they're marketing it just as laminated foam. It has a 100% graphite hitting surface as well, with standard spray-on grip. They also advertise a Dura Edge technology for the paddle edge. Here's the quote from the listing. Composed of our specialty impact-resistant blend of composite and polymer, increased aerodynamics and durability. So here's the funny part. After about 5 minutes of use, I chipped the edge just like I would any other edgeless paddle. Normally I wouldn't even make note of it because that's just what happens on edgeless paddles. But because they said it was improved in the listing, I have to make note of it and just say that it's really not true. They also mentioned that the coating they put on the edge helps improve the aerodynamic capabilities of this paddle, which is absolute nonsense. The edge feels exactly the same as the face. I think they even put spray-on grip over the entire paddle. As far as control, this paddle feels very similar to a Selkirk Lab 003 or a Selkirk LUXX. It's same thickness and the same contour as well, as far as like the shape of it. And it also has the same throat right here, and that is the reason why I'm comparing them a lot in this video. The sweet spot on this paddle is massive and extends pretty well from the tip to the top of the hole and side to side, almost all the way to the edge, which leads me to the twist weight of the paddle. I would put it in the 7 to 8 range, which is normal to forgiving. After using lots of different paddles and knowing what their specs are from the Pickleball Studio's measurements, I would say this plays similarly to paddles with the 7 to 8 twist weight, which is on the very forgiving spectrum. I don't have a twist weight or swing weight machine yet. If you want to support me and help me get one of those, please click the subscribe button and like this video and also leave a comment below, and that helps YouTube monetize me so I can afford things like that. From my experience with other paddles, just knowing what they feel like and knowing what their swing weight is. The swing weight for this paddle, I think this is between the 110 and 115 mark. It's very fast in the hands, even though it's 20mm thick. A lot of the weight is centered right in the center of the paddle, so it makes it very easy to move around fast in hands battles and when you're being attacked. Resets with this paddle were some of the most fun shots to hit with it. When I'm attacked, I found it easier to reset rather than counter, depending on the shot, just because of how soft this paddle was. I would say the spin for this paddle is very good. It's not game-changing, like I didn't especially notice it, but it has plenty of spin to get drives dipping really low and to lift dinks and drops when you're using cuts. As far as spin, I would compare it to the Selkirk Power Air and the Selkirk LUXX, which come in at 1,800 RPMs brand new out of the box. This is not elite spin tier, but it's just below elite, plenty good for most people. One thing I do want to mention that I haven't tested, but it's just a theory that I have, is that spray-on grip paddles, I think, put more spin on indoor balls compared to raw carbon fiber paddles, which are the ones with the carbon fiber peel ply face. My reasoning for this is because the spray-on grip paddles feel grittier to the touch, and they're a little bit more spiky as far as just the surface of the paddle, and I think that that grips better on an indoor ball, which is softer and a little more pliable, compared to an outdoor ball, which is hard and a little bit rougher. So, and I think the opposite is true for a raw carbon fiber paddle. I think that raw carbon fiber paddles spin a little worse on indoor balls, especially on dinks, compared to outdoor balls, which already have that rough surface from bouncing on a court, where they can grip onto the raw carbon fiber surface better than a spray-on grip paddle. All that to say, if you play indoors a lot, like on a gym floor, and you're using like an Onyx, one of the Onyx balls, like the Pure 2 or the Fuse, then the spray-on grip paddles might be a better option for you as far as putting more spin on the ball. If you're outdoors and you really care about spin, then the raw carbon fiber peel ply paddles are probably going to do better for you. I would say the power for this paddle is acceptable. Just because it's so soft, it doesn't hit as hard as some thermoform paddles. However, if you're a stouter frame or taller or have a little more muscle, you're definitely going to be able to put plenty of speed on the ball with this paddle. However, if you're smaller and a little less strong, I guess, then this paddle is going to be a little harder to put lots of speed on the ball with. Now, as far as pop goes, this paddle is quite dead. This can be either good or bad depending on what level you play at and what your gaming style is. If you are really aggressive and like speeding up balls at the kitchen line, this paddle is going to make it harder to conceal your shots and to not flag them when you're right about to do them. If you're someone who has a lot of power already and is really good at speeding up, then this paddle could work for you. However, if you're someone who has a really hard time keeping the ball down when you're playing, then this paddle is going to really help with that because there's a lot of wiggle room as far as the amount of precision that it takes to get the ball low over the net. So for the overall rating of this paddle, I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. If you were looking for a LUXX or a Project 003 and you saw the price tag $250 and that turned you off, this paddle could be really good for you. It's pretty much a clone copy as far as the performance of it. It is very, very cheap comparatively. I think it's probably 70% cheaper than a LUXX. So if you're budget conscious, then this paddle could be really good for you. The only negative points I have to say about this are the Dura Edge technology, which I talked about earlier, and how redundant that is to put in your marketing that this is improved when it's really not improved at all. The coating or whatever they used in the edge can increase the aerodynamics is just absolute nonsense. And also the spin is just a hair less than high tier. Okay, that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. If you like seeing content like this, please like this video, leave a comment below, and subscribe to my channel. Also, it really helps if you watch all the way through my videos because it helps the algorithm draw more attention to my videos and show them to more people. Once again, thanks for watching and stay tuned for more paddle reviews and content.